Welcome back to COX Connections, a program that provides up-to-date information on events that affect you, our customers. Diversity is a core value at COX. Understanding and including the perspectives, needs, and priorities of all people is woven deep into the fiber of our culture and business operations. Here's a quick look at what the Diversity Council is all about.
COX is all about connecting people. All kinds of people.
And it's not just our customers we're connecting. It's also our coworkers.
We all come from different walks of life.
No two of us are exactly alike, and we like that.
Throughout the entire organization, COX celebrates its diversity.
We do it every day, right here in Virginia.
Through events that showcase our culturally diverse backgrounds, we seek to celebrate and educate our coworkers and our community here at COX.
So come, help us celebrate our diversity. Be on the lookout for the programs of the Cox Virginia Diversity Council.
And be sure to participate
so your voice can be included.
Brian Winterstein and Lisa White, members of the Cox Virginia Diversity Council, are here to tell us how the council is creating opportunities for our employees to learn and express their thoughts about diversity. Thanks for being here on the show.
Thanks for having us.
You know, let me start. I mean, first let me congratulate both of you guys. I guess, Lisa, you're going to actually be the chairperson, and Brian, you're the Human Resources representative on the council. Thank you guys for taking these leadership roles on the council. It's very, very important to us. Let me just ask both, why did you choose to get involved in this important initiative?
For me, from a human resources standpoint, I've seen different councils, and the way that COX approaches the council, they're doing some great things, very progressive and forward-thinking, and definitely wanted to be a part of it.
Okay, Lisa?
Yeah, mine was to bring more awareness and acceptance to different diverse groups throughout COX and in our footprint.
Mm-hmm. So now, Brian, let me talk to you. Can you tell me a little bit about the mission of the council? And I guess we have the 4 pillars that comprise our diversity strategy. Talk a little bit about the mission and those 4 pillars.
Yeah, in terms of the mission of the Diversity Council, really it's playing off of the business strength of a corporate value of what the council can do for us. And as part of the pillars, the first pillar being the people, it really is about our workforce and the great people that we have here at Cox Communications. Also the community that we play in. We give a lot back with the community and making sure that we represent them in all the things that we do. The diversity of our products and services, again, making that connection with the community, and also the suppliers and vendors, the minority vendorship that we have in relationships to give back and make sure that we're connecting with the people that we do business with.
Yeah, so those 4 pillars, I mean, again, people, absolutely critical, making sure that our folks represent the community, and then for products and services, that we offer products that serve, you know, the diverse customer base that we have. And then the supplier piece was interesting because we spend a lot of money in the community.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it's neat to know that we are spreading that spending around and that we are building relationships with minority suppliers. So those are key pieces of the strategy. Lisa, let me talk a little about some of the different activities that the council is up to. I guess we do a number of things, number of activities. I guess we have a diversity month and a portrait event. Talk a little bit about some of those events.
Yeah, that's correct. We chose October as Diversity Month for COX, and we had a group of folks that were on the Diversity Council that led that initiative. And one of the highlights of that was a poetry / art contest, and we had a lot of submissions from our employee base, and our winner was a beautiful art piece.
And so the thought there was just simply to make sure that people could kind of bring their entire selves to work and express themselves.
That's correct.
And to show really the beauty of all the diversity that we have here within the company. Talk a little about the lunch and learns that we have. I guess it's an opportunity to really educate everybody around
and everybody's welcome. So we chose to have lunch and learns, and we targeted different months where we would look at disability awareness. We use that as a month, Hispanic heritage, and also women's equality. We would bring speakers in, or we'd have displays. We also did a video. And
I think we do have the footage of the women's equality lunch and learn. I think we have that video. Let's see if we can show that.
In August of 1920, 2020, women were granted the right to vote. So we're really just giving our employees the opportunity to learn about women's rights, learn a little bit about the history of women's rights, women's equality.
Women had always that quiet role in so much that was going on in society. Now the ability to vote is giving them the right to step into the forefront.
Probably the biggest change I've seen is the fact that women have been going to higher level positions.
There's so many great women role models in business. You know, Jill Campbell being our Chief Operations Officer now is definitely an inspiration.
Back to breaking the old stereotypes of it's a man's world. Well, maybe it's time to look at it from the perspective of the population has changed, and maybe it's a woman's world now. They're not just taking care of the family anymore. They are the primary sources of revenue for the households. And I think that's only going to continue to accelerate over the next 100 years.
A woman's place is every place. Until we reach that goal, we will still have the loss of capability in our society by denying women the equality that should be a natural right.
Women are different than men, and we shouldn't try to be equal to them. We are equal.
What a great event. I'm glad we're doing those. Brian, let me ask you this question. You know Pat Esser, the president of our company, he actually leads the company-wide Diversity and Inclusion Council. And for the past 7 years, we've been recognized as one of the top 50 companies by Diversity Inc. magazine. We were a diversity champion within our industry. What does that say when you have top leadership saying that this is important? What message does that send?
Well, I think it says a lot. I think that any strong initiative needs to start with the top leadership. And I think the way that we approach diversity is even more than an initiative. It's the way we do business. And to have it 7 years running is extremely sustainable. I mean, people are just, you don't see that. And lastly, to be recognized by industry peers really shows a lot that we're doing with Cox Communications, and really what Pat has to do with the level of support that him and the senior team's given.
Yeah, and Lisa, I mean, when you look at the fact that this council, all of these, I mean, both of you and everybody on the council, they have full-time jobs. They're doing other things, and they're volunteering to do this. What does that say about how important this is?
I think everybody, especially Pat, he brings that down to all employees throughout the country for Cox, that this is important because this is the culture that we live in, and this is the culture that we provide services to. Yeah. And he really takes it seriously.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank both of you guys for your leadership in this effort. And thank you for joining me on this episode of Cox Connections. Before you go, I want to personally thank you for choosing Cox Communications for your entertainment, information, and communication needs. We know you could have chosen another provider, but because you chose us, we pledge to be a friend you can trust. We promise to provide you with quality products backed up by a talented local team of professionals that will help you stretch your dollar. From all of your friends and neighbors here at Cox, we thank you again for joining us on this edition of Cox Connections.